everybody, good afternoon and welcome to Feel Better Eating. This is a whole food plant-based experience that has the intention to educate you about the health benefits of eating plant-based foods, inspire you to try new recipes and have lots of fun whilst we're doing it in the kitchen. My name is Joshua, this is my wonderful wife and co-host Catherine, and we're here for another episode. It's going to be a banger. We're excited. Catherine, welcome to the show. How are you doing?
Thank you, Joshua. So today's theme is to not make cookies complicated, because I've seen so many chocolate chip cookie recipes where they're doing so much extra work in terms of what you have to do for the butter, what sugars you're using, letting the batter sit for 24 to 48 hours. It can be a lot of work to make cookies in some people's recipes. So that doesn't really help you when you're like craving something sweet, you want to get something quick in the oven, get a quick snack, and just use what you have at home. So I found a way to make cookies very simple, and so we're going to show you two recipes where you can make a baked cookie or a raw cookie really fast and really simple, and it's going to be from whole foods. It's going to be nutritious and delicious.
Satiating, delicious,
Yeah.
all of those good things that we like here on the show. Right, well, let's get into the first one. We have the Vitamix preloaded. What's in here, Catherine?
And the carafe,
the giraffe
taught me, is we have at this bottom layer we have a cup of organic unsweetened coconut flakes, which are super affordable and easy to get. And then we have a half a cup of oat flour. See, we were gonna cook these in real time, but it's okay. And then we have just 3 tablespoons of maple syrup for some sweetener. And then the star of the show of this recipe is the raspberries. And I love raspberries. I feel like they're so unique. And as you know, we love the education behind the ingredients that we put in it. And we've talked about all of the ingredients that we've already used, but we haven't really talked that much about raspberries specifically. And so I went on a deep dive into the raspberry town of research, and I was really loved what I found and learned. What was the favorite fact about raspberries that I shared with you? Do you remember any of them?
I remember lots of them. My favourite. Well, where do they originate from?
They're the most captivating.
Captivating. Well, where do they originate from?
So this part was a bit confusing for me because it's called Asia Minor, and it's like this portion of modern day Turkey, and it has to do with the Greek mythology of Mount Ida. And so supposedly along the foothills of this mountain the raspberries were growing, and they picked them, and so then the Romans then were cultivating raspberries, and they supposedly brought them all throughout Europe, and they were obviously, like we say with a lot of fruits, the best ones were saved for royalty. And then after that, everyone was like, no, everyone in Europe needs raspberries, and berries specifically. Now there's over like 200 varieties of raspberries. But the part that I found most fascinating, which is that they thought the Europeans all thought they had the raspberry crop, they were the only ones, and then they went over to America just to find out that the Native Americans, the Indians, they already had raspberries, they already had blackberries, and so they're like, these guys are already utilizing our favorite crop. And so I think they mixed some varieties around, but it's like, if you think about it, so if it was on one side of the world and it was already on one side of the world, how did it get there? That's the question, right?
It's a question of life, really, isn't it, that?
So was it, all the worlds
what
together?
What came first?
Yeah, what came first? The Mount Ida raspberry or the North American raspberry?
That's the question. Right, we're going to blend.
Okay.
Thank you for the history, that was great.
All right. So what really stood out to me about this recipe is that it's a pink cookie.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is beautiful.
I could paint my walls with that color.
Yeah, that was actually something that they did use the raspberries for, was art and writing. Because the color was so unique.
It's beautiful.
Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna try to form them into a cookie shape. See, it's got some pretty good texture to it. It's not just falling off the spoon immediately. So we'll be able to form them into just small little bite size
Wee little cookie boys.
You can put them into mounds, as I described. Like, what is a mound? But it's like flat on the bottom and then like a hilly.
I think a mound is a hill that's under 350 feet.
That's very
I think
specific.
so. Something like that's how they classify them, isn't it? There you go. Fact of the day. Don't fact check it though, because it could be wrong.
Oh, I just love how these are pink.
They look great. And you could eat these raw, obviously. You could just eat that straight out.
Yeah, you could just eat the batter, but I don't know if that would necessarily work out for...
I think it would work out for me.
Okay, well, I'm going to do my best to get these scooped out. You're not really helping, you're kind of just watching.
Well, what do you want me to do? Scoop them as well?
Do you remember any of the health benefits of raspberries that I showed with you?
Where to begin?
Supposedly they're the most delicate fruit, which I thought was interesting. So like, you know, if you think about raspberries, you know, they're pretty seedy, and that's because each of the globules. How do you say it?
Globules.
Globules. Each of the globules is the fruit itself, and it like forms together to make a raspberry. So the raspberry is each of its individual parts somehow, and it just stays together. Isn't that fascinating?
Yeah, and one thing with the soft fruits, I got told by Dr. Karen that if the seed's on the outside, you know, like raspberries has the outside seed, that they have a lot of anti-cancer properties if the seed is on the outside. And raspberries obviously have the seed on the outside. One thing when you're buying raspberries, sourcing them, we believe that you should eat organic as often as possible because it's not been doctored with. But the soft fruits are specifically almost mandatory, in my opinion, to eat organic because they get eaten so readily by bugs that they have to use so many pesticides and insecticides, up to 120 different types to ensure the raspberry grows. So obviously if you're eating that raspberry, you're going to be taking in all of those insecticides, pesticides, fungicides, various sides that really aren't going to be very good for you. So even though they're probably more expensive relatively, I think it's worth it for your long-term health.
And fresh berries can be a bit of a pain if you're not growing them yourself because they go bad so quickly.
So fast.
But even if I happen to find a good batch of berries at the store, I throw them in the freezer right away.
Yeah, me
I don't mess around. It's like fresh berries are nice, but the ability to eat them is even nicer.
Yeah, and raspberries have the highest respiration rate out of all of soft fruits, meaning they go off the fastest, so they can go off within really 12 hours if you sit them on the side, can't they, once they're picked. And they don't ripen after they've been picked raspberries, so they have to be picked at peak ripeness. Otherwise they don't ripen off vine like a lot of other soft fruits do.
So you did remember some of the facts I
said
shared
I remembered
with
them. You asked me what my favourite was.
You just didn't know. There was too many good ones.
Too many. You're reeling them off.
Yeah.
Raspberry facts.
High in potassium, didn't I say?
Fibre. 26% of your daily fibre.
Yeah, vitamin C. Because of the bright colors, that's kind of obvious to see. Little rhyme for you guys. Oh my goodness, crash on the
set's
dance
falling
floor.
apart.
Okay, well we're gonna have to make some of these cookies, I guess, a little bit
Well, we'll just put the
bigger.
rest in the bowl.
Okay.
Put the rest in the bowl.
These cookies are not gonna be overly sweet. I think raspberries are sweet, but they're not like, oh my gosh, sweet. And we didn't put that much maple syrup in them, so they're kind of like a subtle, I don't even know how, subtle sweetness, not like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna like die of sugar sweetness.
We're going to bake these for how long, Catherine? 10 minutes?
10 to 15 minutes. They should be like a little bit brown on the bottom. Oh, they're so pretty. And then, as you can see, the Fury, I think we should turn that down a bit over there. What we're gonna do is after they bake, we're going to dip the bottom of them in chocolate and put a drizzle of chocolate over the top, hopefully.
Yeah, that's done.
Yeah, so they'll bake we'll chocolate them, and then we'll put them in the fridge to like rest for a little bit. And
Beautiful.
I love a good chocolate base to a cookie of such.
I'll put this
All
over
right.
here.
So do you want to rinse out the Vitamix?
Yeah.
first? Okay.
You can entertain the crowd.
We dropped some batter on the ground. How did we do that?
It was me.
Oh.
Alright, let's do some acting,
Some acting. I know I shared all of my facts about
Yeah, you've
raspberries
flown
from
all your facts so
Blow.
early.
I was trying to think of what else was on the list. It's hard to say. But I think it's birds. I think birds, because they migrate all over the world, I think the birds brought the raspberries all around the world and blessed us all with their very goodness. It's just so amazing that in Indiana, Michigan, and Illinois, where we're located and we spend a lot of our time, we get to enjoy them just from outside. Does anyone grow raspberries? No. It's on the bucket list for me.
Yeah, that's next year, isn't it?
Yeah, we did.
Soft berries.
We planted our biggest garden yet this year, guys. Very exciting.
Very exciting.
We've got multiple tomatoes and pepper species. We've got
Cucumbers.
2 squashers, 2 cucumber species.
Melons, zucchinis,
Oh, we're pumped about
peas,
peas.
onions.
We-
It's big,
yeah.
it's big.
Broccoli.
Broccoli,
Herbs.
herbs. Just say what
Yeah,
you
shout out to Amanda. She gave us this giant sage, a
Yeah.
giant oregano,
Rosemary.
and a giant rosemary.
herb plug. Right.
Her-
Next recipe, this is going to be a raw one, and this is actually improvised from Catherine because of the timings of this original recipe. We've got 10 minutes to wait, so
Did you set a timer?
Catherine's going to give us another rundown of a raw cookie recipe off the bat. Come on, show us.
We're gonna do the exact same thing, but we're just gonna change the fruit.
Oh,
So,
I thought it was going to be elaborate, Tim.
no, it's not gonna be elaborate.
Well, here we go.
Okay, we'll see how much coconut, well, we have another one down there, but we'll see what we got going on here, coconut flake wise.
You'll need more.
The raw ones I love because, well, those ones are sweetened. I guess we could just go for it. YOLO.
Will be read.
It's basic. I only need like a
A little
fourth.
schniz.
I don't even actually need it.
You do.
All right, that's
There you
fine. More coconut. Everyone coconut. If you guys remember, coconut's really high in fiber and healthy fats.
Really good for your brain health, digestion, skin health, eye health, pretty much your whole
Yeah.
entity of wellness.
It says protein as well.
Eat more coconuts.
Eat more coconuts. Okay. And then we are using oat flour again.
Yep.
Half a cup.
There you go.
You're so handy.
Thank you. Useful.
Useful. This is a non-GMO oat flour, which is great to see.
That is good to see. Get that in there. Woo!
Plop.
That's a plopper. So what fruit are we going to use this time instead?
This time, we're going to use cranberries because we have them in the fridge.
Love that.
I remember this was from,
I love cranberries.
what show was this from? It was from one of our shows that we did cranberries with.
I'm not sure.
I can't remember for the life of me. I
Too
know we did
many
fresh
shows.
cranberry juice on our juicing episode.
We did do that, yeah.
So we're just gonna bang these in here.
Yeah, get them in. So these obviously won't be as moist as the raspberries because they came from frozen. So these are dried. So this mixture will be a little bit drier.
So we may have to make some adjustments in real time. We'll
Yeah.
figure it out.
And this is what,
You go first.
thank you. This is what I like about Kate's style of cooking and what she's taught me over the last few years is to be very intuitive and just go with the flow, see what happens. Go off-piste of the recipe, which I really like because it means that you have more versatility with what you're doing. So
Right, and you're gonna get so obsessed with making simple cookies, you're gonna want to share them with everyone.
Yeah.
But make sure that you tell the people that you're sharing the cookies with what ingredients are in them, because I did that recently, and this little girl got an allergic reaction, and I was
but
like,
you told her what was in them.
I
She-
told him what was in it, but the thing was, is
We're
that
not liable
No.
in any way.
No, I said they didn't know she was allergic to certain types of nuts. And she could potentially be, because when you think about it, what nut is like the number one nut that they always put in?
Peanuts.
Peanuts. And so everyone knows like, oh, I either have a peanut allergy or I don't. They don't think about like almonds and cashews.
Tree nuts.
And walnuts. And so when I incorporated that into it, she was getting a rash.
She's okay
Because
now.
I just don't think, kids are exposed to like a variety of nuts all the time.
Yeah.
So, all right, let's see what happens.
Let's blend. It's getting there though.
It's doing something.
It's getting close.
I even found chia seeds. We can even add an extra ingredient
get them in.
here. Just look, whatever's in your fridge, be like, this looks like it would be good in a cookie. So, because the chia seeds are going to add like this little bite, and they're going to be rich in omega-3s.
And essential fatty acids.
Yeah. It's been a while since we talked about the essential fatty acids.
You took a pause on that bit, didn't we? But it's back now.
Yeah, we were talking about them too much, so we had to stop.
Here we go.
All right, back at it.
We're in.
I think you got to scrape the sides. Is what the problem is.
Like that.
The rubber datula.
I'm getting silly now.
Well, what do you usually call it?
Yeah, that is what I call it. I'm always silly. Yeah, good job. It's definitely a similar consistency now. And you could obviously bake these too. We're just going to, for the sake of this show, eat these raw. Why not? Mix it up.
I think they would still be good with chocolate, though. I'm hoping that.
Oh, everything's good with chocolate.
Did you already turn the chocolate off?
Yeah.
It was melted already?
Yeah, yeah.
All right, well, we just may need more chocolate, which is fine. We've got more.
We've got more. Right, going back in.
Go back in. It's like preparing for a launch.
System phenomenal. We have liftoff. I think that's good. It's stuck in that bottom corner. Spatula.
It's still stuck.
Just this bottom corner here. See?
Oh, yeah.
Got it.
It's the oat flour. It's congealing.
Sticky oats. That looks good though, good consistency. And this is the most complicated part of the whole recipe, is the blender. There we go.
Making sure the blender works for you.
Now we're in. Give it a rip. Right. Good job. There we go.
Alright.
Just like that, you've got another cookie batter recipe.
And I think that like this one would be good if you just scoop it out and put it in the fridge and let it rest that way. Because this is gonna be, it's probably gonna be better baked actually than raw now that I'm looking at it.
Really, we could bake that too.
Okay.
Bake anything.
Bake anything. I taste it. What's the timer say?
They've been in for 7 minutes, 6.5 minutes.
Oh.
They look good though.
Are they doing anything?
Cooking? What else would they be doing? Hanging out.
That's actually really good.
Oh, you tried it?
Yeah.
Go for it, get them on there.
Okay.
Spoons.
The only thing I'm confused about is that like, can you technically eat oat flour raw? That's the one thing I haven't answered for myself.
You can eat oats raw.
Can you? He used to just eat raw oats and nuts in here.
I'm still here. You can eat oats raw, definitely.
These ones aren't as pink, but they're definitely good.
Well, that's because the cranberries, isn't it?
Well, the cranberries are red. Cranberries are really good too. If you just try this, like, see, look, this one's even stickier than the last one because it's not even falling up. There it goes.
Oh, woo! That's actually pretty good to get it to sit, get the air out.
You know, that's a great idea, honey. You could just put some blue frosting on this, and you have some patriotic cookies. 4th of July.
Could do, yeah. It's coming up. How would you get blue frosting? Blueberries.
Well, actually, there's this,
Talk and work.
you know, spirulina.
Yep.
There's a blue one,
Is there really?
and so there's a natural.
Oh, is that the? Oh yeah. I think have we had that before?
No,
I've seen it before.
there's a blue spirulina that you can get, and so that would be like the healthiest, most beautiful, vibrant
coloring,
blue coloring that you could get for this.
And is spirulina the algae?
I think so. I think it is.
What do you call what do Americans call algae? Algae.
Algae?
Algae, that's it. Yeah. What did I
What
say?
do you call it?
Algae.
Algae?
I think it's algae. That sounds like someone's name, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. It's very confusing.
It could be a
though.
nickname. That could algae.
Algae.
Algae, dude.
It's algae. Algae is a serious issue. It is. It's a serious environmental concern. You know, like that green on the water.
Yeah, it causes problems.
It kills dogs.
It does kill dogs.
We're not going to talk about it.
Nah, not again. Well, back to shaping. I think we need to invest
I made
in
these
an
ones
ice.
a little bit bigger. These ones are really cool. I wonder, like, it's like a weird red color, but I really like it. I don't even know
nice.
how to describe it. But look how simple this is. It's a cookie batter, you bake it, it's gonna harden, and you got a cookie.
Bish bash bosh.
Bish bosh bosh. And you get all the health benefits of every little thing that we put in it.
Yeah.
Cranberries. Do you remember the health benefits of cranberries, Joshua?
Very antioxidant rich.
Yeah.
Obviously good for your immune system.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the same thing with any of these soft berries. They always just have so much vitamin C in, which helps with all bodily functions really. It's not one, no one's ever complained about having too much vitamin C.
No.
Well, maybe someone somewhere.
I've learned
Not
actually
here.
this week in my garden research that vitamin C added to tap water, and then I don't know if you have to like actually bubble it, but it gets rid of chlorine.
Mm.
So like, cause you want to try to reduce the amount of chlorine as much as possible before you water your garden. We switched sides, isn't that
I know, yeah,
nice?
switching sides. Because you were right in the middle, and I was hiding behind this pole.
You're always hiding behind the pole.
Sometimes
What does it mean? What does it all mean?
Right.
Sounds very symbolic, doesn't it?
Ollie, put this over here, will you?
You know what they look like? They look like little ground beef patties, as funny as it is.
They do.
That's ridiculous. Okay, get it in.
In
Get
the
it
freezer or
oven.
fridge or oven. Does look like that, doesn't it?
I think we should bake them.
Bake them?
The oven's already on.
Right, we got a plot twist. We're going to bake these instead of raw. So, cut the raw
This
part.
show is just filled with plot twists. We just want to keep you guys guessing of what our actual intentions are. You know, it looks like they rose a little bit somehow.
They did. Do you think they're done? Do you want to check?
Well, how long have they been baking?
10 minutes, 52 seconds.
Alright, see what they feel like. What they look like on the bottom.
They look pretty good. I'll use this.
We need to stop them. We can mix our old batter with our new batter. Just bring it. We all use this like pie spatula. It looks useful and cute.
They look really good. They smell great. Can you smell them yet? Oh,
I don't know if this pie spatula is actually useful.
it's cute though.
It is cute. I think they could bake for a bit longer.
A bit longer. Get back
But look
in.
at it's got great texture already. It's starting to harden. It just needs a bit more
Bacon.
browning. But they kept their pink color. Isn't that so fun? I love the pink color.
They really do look like beef patties, that makes. That's remarkable.
Did you guys know and you didn't tell me? Is that what you guys were thinking? No. I
That would
just
be
spoke
good
what
for-
was on everyone's mind.
Right, what should we do while we're puppet show or something?
Puppet show. Well, did you reset the timer?
I'll just carry on. Sure.
Oh. Any questions?
They want the puppet show. Get the puppets.
I don't have any puppets.
You ever been to a puppet show? It's actually really
I think we should get a second pan though for the wax paper. So we decided we're gonna use, because we're putting the chocolate on the bottom, it'll be easier if we put it on wax paper. See, look, chocolate covered things on the front of the wax paper. It will help with making sure that our chocolate, the bottom of our chocolate cookies doesn't stick.
This out, right?
There we go, essentially.
Yeah. Oh, there's a little bit there.
I
Look.
think these could even be relevant for Memorial Day, but I guess pink is more like a Valentine's Day holiday, isn't it? But
Could be either, couldn't it? Oh well, we could talk about the chocolate that we're using, that we've got melted.
For Yush, we're using the Enjoy Life 100% real chocolate morsels. School safe. I've actually been on a little bit of a rabbit hole excursion with chocolate, because I was like, what are chocolate chips really? Down to the intimate level of it. And if you look on every single one of them, it's got, well, this one says unsweetened chocolate, but most of the time it says like cocoa liqueur and cocoa butter and sugar. So I was like, oh, well, why don't I just buy cocoa liqueur, and then I can sweeten it how I want to, depending on how much I want it sweetened. And I can make it creamy either with coconut oil or cocoa butter. And so you can actually on Amazon find cocoa liqueur paste wafers, and they're just really bitter. It's just 100% like starch. Yeah, cocoa.
It's really good though. I eat them raw.
Yeah. When I gave them to my friends, they were like, I'm not quite sure about this, but so at home now, I use the wafers, I melt them in a pot, I add a little bit of maple syrup, a little bit of coconut oil, and then it's just basically homemade chocolate bars, chocolate chips whenever I need them, which is really nice, because chocolate chips, I mean, it's almost like a little bit more expensive than buying a bag of chocolate chips for the same poundage, but I feel like it goes further.
Yeah, you do get more from it.
So that's just a chocolate tip for anyone that uses chocolate a lot.
And as we talk about a lot on this show, it's important to know that it's not the food that's the problem, it's the ingredients in the food. So a lot of chocolate bars, candy bars, are not good for us because of the type of chocolate. It's not chocolate itself, it's the type of chocolate. So if you get like a raw version like this, or what Kate was just talking about, it's still not something you want to be eating like 6 times a day, but it's not going to have the inverse health impact that we want. It's going to have a positive one because it's actually good for you. It's got lots of various
healthy fats in it.
Healthy fats, good sugars, very easy to digest and understand, so you'll feel good after it. Cool?
Get them out. Let's just do it.
Let's
just chocolate them up. We'll probably need
It's definitely hot.
Yeah, I'm sweating now. Now it's hot in here. I'll tell you that for free. Okay, we'll put this way, so then they both fit. And they smell kind of like Pop-Tarts.
They smell
like
great.
As I ate as a kid, raspberry Pop-Tarts. So how do you want to do this dipping? Do you have any ideas of how you want to do it?
No idea. I would just get that and I'd just on the top. That's what I would do, yeah.
No, you gotta dip it. That's
Really?
the recipe. We're going for the dip. We gotta at least try one dip.
Alright, well, I'd do it like this. So you want me to roll it in it?
No. Okay. Are your hands clean? My hands are clean. I'm just gonna dip it.
Oh la la.
I'm gonna make sure it's not like uber chunky on the bottom, but, and then see, if you do it quick like that, then there you go. And then if you want to do the drizzle, honey, that's fine. I'll do the dip if you don't feel confident dipping.
Do you want me to drizzle it on the top?
Yeah. So maybe we should switch sides again.
Switching sides.
Okay, so put it in.
Oh. Look at that.
Oh no, it's stuck now. This was what you were afraid of, wasn't it?
That was exactly what I was afraid of.
You're getting stuck.
Oh, that does look good, like.
Plop.
Flip plop.
It's a bit hot, so use caution. You may want to let these cool before you do your chocolate drip drip, but we're just going for it. The turn mechanism is really paid off
You've
for
got
me.
it. You've got the.
I've got the technique.
You got that intuitively, didn't you?
I'm a natural baker. I'm a cookie cook.
I'm not sitting out. I'm just going to let you put the row down, and I'll do it in one.
That's a good idea.
Break them all loose and then
Yeah, maybe you could loosen them.
Oh, I see. I see.
cool down a little.
See, look it. We're getting
See, teamwork here.
Sometimes you just need an outside perspective.
This is cute but useless.
Okay.
So what else we can use?
There's other spatulas. Sometimes the plastic ones, in my opinion, are a bit too thick on the end. And then what do you? Oh, I guess it paid off for you. Of course, it always does. You could obviously cover the whole things in chocolate, like Joshua said. Just
dunk it in.
But you just use a lot more chocolate, so.
Look at that. Lovely, lovely, lovely. I like how you can see, I don't know if you can see this, but you can see the raspberry seeds pretty pronounced in there. I like that. I think that's cool. Here's... that could have been a lot worse.
I know, that's why I closed it, because I was like, that's going to be bad if I just spill all these chia seeds on the ground.
That could have been terrible.
I was way ahead of you, thinking about the mistakes I can make. All right. So you're going for the drizzle now?
Yeah.
How much chia seeds did you put in there?
I just did a half a teaspoon, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
A little bit goes a long way with those things.
They do, especially when they're blended up. Look at that. Lovely, lovely, lovely.
You've got that light touch that the drizzle works
Spanish
for.
hands, isn't it?
Yeah. That one's
So has
stuck.
anyone played pickleball since we last mentioned pickleball 2 weeks ago? No?
No.
Come on.
'Tis the season. We're in 2 pickle tournaments. It's getting
2
out of
leagues.
hand.
We play every day now. It's wild. It's a very addictive sport.
But it's so great to go out and get some sunshine, you know?
Yeah, it's really nice. It's really nice. Look at that. Ooh.
See, now I'm using the side of the bowl to get them out. If you get stuck and you're like, oh no, my cookie's stuck in the chocolate, just swipe it up the bowl. It seems to be working for me quite well.
Very well, I would say. I've got that one there.
Come on. Get out of there. A little chocolate on your hand never hurts, does it? You just
No,
lick it off
really.
afterwards.
Put your in and then eat the rest for yourself. Look at that. It's made a really good amount, I think. What we got here? 3, 6, 10, 12.
Yeah, just for like a bit, like, oh, you didn't get that one off.
Oh yeah. Go and grab that. I'll get it.
My hands are chocolated.
Chocolate ones. Chocolate rain.
Oh, you did really good with the drizzle, honey.
Thanks.
They're all just so unique. Okay. Well, if we
Last
want
one.
to chocolate the last ones, then we'll have to melt more, but we
Yeah,
won't do
but-
that for the show.
No, no. I'll get rid of this. I think what we could do, we could just hold that up and cut the feed, right?
Well, don't you want to let it harden?
Well, it's
I
got
guess we should.
10 minutes of nothing.
It won't take 10 minutes in the fridge, but I understand what you're saying.
I think just call it there. They look good.
Okay, and then you get little chocolate tips. People pay like $20 for that.
Where?
I'm just saying, like at manicures place. Kind of looks like a French tip, but with chocolate. Oh, thanks, Joshua.
Look at that.
I think they look very pretty.
Very pretty.
And I think that was really simple. That took us like 20 minutes. And then we're gonna put them in the
You
fridge
were
for like
talking about
5.
raspberries?
I was talking about raspberries probably for like 10 minutes at least.
We had at least 10 minutes of raspberry facts.
I think
Well,
it's
there you go.
fast
Very,
enough.
very simple. We obviously have the other ones in the oven. We're going to do the exact same procedure. Get them in the fridge too. But really easy to make cookies this way. I already know they're going to be really tasty.
Yeah.
Every ingredient in there is just a banger. So, great.
Thanks for your help.
Thank you for your help.
I hope I showed you guys how easy and simple cookies can be, and that you can just use what you have around your house if you obviously have these things, but they're really affordable and healthy ingredients to have every day in your home.
And we are going to put these in the fridge just so you know
Yeah.
they're going to go in the fridge.
Okay.
But thank you very much for watching. Thank you all for being here. This recipe is available on the website as always, feelbetterliving.com. We wish you a wonderful rest of your day. Much love. Peace.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Cool, that's good that.
All right, well,
Thank you to all of our show sponsors and supporters who make this show possible. The Healthcare Foundation of LaPorte, Grace Learning Centre, Citizens Concerned for the Homeless, and ALCO, Access LaPorte County. We appreciate all of your support.